We're going to practice. Now we're going to practice how to find equivalent fractions. First, we are going to do it using shapes. Look at each pair of equivalent fractions. We are going to complete shading and numbers. Okay, first we have 1/2, 1/2. The figure has been divided into two equal parts. One part is shaded. Now we have the equivalent fraction 3/6. We are going to compare them and we will see if this is true. It says that the shape is divided into 6 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it says that 3 equal parts are shaded. Let's try. Okay, now we compare them and we can observe that 1/2 is the same as 3/6. They have the same exact amount of shaded parts in the figure. Let's write one more. Here we have 1/4, and here we have the shaded figure 2, but to what? We are going to find that denominator. Okay, first we just know that we have 2 shaded parts. Now let's count to see what will be our missing denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our missing denominator is 8, 2 8s. Now here we have 1/4. Our shape has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. 1 is shaded. Let's shade. Okay, now if we compare 1/4 and 2 8s are the same using the illustration, and 1/2 and 3/6 are the same using the illustration. Now we are going to find the equivalent fraction for 6 missing denominator equal to 1/3. This is the equivalent fraction. Okay, how are we going to do it? First, we will start comparing numerators from left to right. 6 and 1 are the numerators. 6 is greater than 1. Then we will divide. 6 divided by 6 equal 1. So here we write the division sign. 6 divided by 6 equal 1. Then we find the missing denominator. We ask ourselves, do I multiply or do I divide? We have to think about it because our denominator needs to be greater than the numerator. Let's write. 3 times 6, remember, we are using the 6 to divide the numerators, and we need to use exactly the same number at the bottom with the denominators. So we say 3 times 6 equal 18, or 3 divided by 6 equal, stop. We cannot divide. We don't have any number that is divisible by 3. Okay, here we are going to multiply by 6, and we say that 3 times 6 equal 18. Okay, so our missing denominator is 18. Please observe here that we divide on the top and we multiply at the bottom. These are special occasions and we need to make sure we do this so we can have, like I said, our denominator greater than the numerator. Let's find the equivalent fraction for 1/4 and 5 missing denominator. We will start comparing numerators because we have the numerators given in the fractions. 1 and 5. 1 is less than 5. Then we will multiply. That's the rule. Okay, we will multiply 1 times 5 equal 5. Remember, we are looking for 5 that is already given. So we will multiply 1 times 5 equal 5. Then we find the missing denominator. We ask ourselves, do I multiply or do I divide? We have to think about it because our denominator needs to be greater than the numerator. Let's try it. 4 times 5, remember we're using 5 on the top. We need to use 5 at the bottom. The question is if we have to multiply or divide. 4 times 5 equal 20. And 4 divided by 5, we can't do that. So we will multiply. So we will say 4 times 5 equal 20. 20 is our missing denominator. So we have that 1/4 is equal to 5/20. 5/20 is the equivalent fraction. Let's try one more exercise. Find the equivalent fraction for 5 missing denominator equal 1/3. First, we start comparing numbers from left to right. Here we have our two numerators that we will compare. 5 is greater than 1, then that tells us that we will divide. Remember, if the number to the left is greater, we will divide. And here we go. 5, since we already have our numerator 1 in the equivalent fraction, we need to find what number divided by 5 is equal to 1. And here we go. We have that 5 divided by 5 equal to 1. Then we find the missing denominator. We ask ourselves, do I multiply or do I divide? We have to think about it because our denominator, the missing one, needs to be greater than the numerator. Let's write 3 times 5. Why 5? Remember, that's the number we are using to divide or multiply. 3 times 5 equal 15. And 3 divided by 5, we can do it, okay? So we found that we have to multiply. So we are going to multiply 5, and 5 times 3 is 15, or 3 times 5 is 15. We found our missing denominator. 5/15 is the same as 1/3. 1/3 is the equivalent fraction. Thank you.